hard for the enemy team to turn and fight a Terrorblade that has that repel already on him. And a Sunder to back up. Miracle already stacking up the Eagle songs, apparently.
He wants 8 of them suckers.
Just a couple in the stash just to make sure.
Yeah. Boots first on Mushi. Pretty standard. The thing about Mineski is, I think I've said this a lot on the panel, but there's this weird phenomena with like Dota players where it was actually Misery that kind of like helped me understand this, is like we overrate each other sometimes. Like we think every Dota player is a genius and that everyone's got a counter for a counter and that everyone's thought of everything, and Dota's never as figured out as that. So what you like from Mineski when they were at their period of dominance is when they just kept running the same stuff and no one could really stop them. And they were just running like their tri-core. Moon would almost always be on Mirana or Quap or Puck, and he was very good at those heroes. And then they kind of strayed away from that, and now they're being too varied. And I feel like that's kind of characteristic of Mushi lineups, is that sometimes it feels as though the team that he's on always does a little bit too much instead of just sticking with standard stuff sometimes. Because Liquid, they have just a few gambits. Like, they're very diverse in certain ways, but they're also very normalized in others, right? This is like the 3rd or 4th time we've seen them run the big Pugna, for example. They ran it against EG. Like, they have these strategies set in mind. They just have a lot more strategies. They don't do things really off the cuff too much.
Right.
They have the option to, but for the most part, all their lineups are stuff that we've seen before.
I think something that we both agreed was that I prefer seeing Moon on like really aggressive playmaking heroes, right? Like, I don't like to see mid carries for him. Here, I mean, it's a Tinker, so I think that is, if I'm going to have any of the late game kind of carry style heroes, I guess Tinker is going to be my choice for Moon. Yeah. Just because he is such a highly skilled mechanical player. Mm-hmm. But he, just something about him always feels best when he's just kind of like go.
I think so too. He's one of those players that needs to be able to just like do well in his lane, rotate out, get kills. He did that in the Death Prophet game yesterday when he was playing against an Axe. I'm watching this Death Prophet level 6 go and gank an off-lane Axe, and it's very good. Yeah. He dominated.
Now, we do have a stock standard here for Mineski. Even though we're not seeing Moon on an aggressive hero, we do have their dual offlane. This has been their standard of late, is Ice, Ice, Ice and Jabs working together, and preferably on a Chen or Enchantress. And here, they've got the Jabs Enchantress. They're actually trying to 1v2 against Mind Control's Omni Knight right now, and it seems to be going pretty well. Mind Control's having a tough time getting experience in this lane. In fact, he's being run down pretty heavily here. They have another nuke. They're going to be able to kill him here, I think, as long as the heal barely comes out in time, but they can still run him down, still slowed down. That's going to be your first blood for Jabs.
Jabs is so damn good.
Yep.
Very nice rotation. You remember, it was like some series we were casting, I think it was in China, where whenever the purple dude threw out his thing, they would go insane.
That was Shanghai Major.
It was DJ, I think?
Yes.
That was, yeah.
They were hyped as hell.
They really liked that purple dude for some reason in China.
Every single time he threw out a shockwave, the crowd had some fun with it.
Yeah, that was, I appreciated that. The Chinese memes are just so, they're so high tier. Yeah.
Look at that. Both of them have a way to screw each other over when it comes to CS. One has a blind, one has a decrepify.
It's like a funny, well, it's funny to me. There's like a funny story about that. Oh, hold that thought. As looks like Tinker gonna grab the Elu, and now the purple dude comes out on the side of Liquid.
So they've got their own purple person eater. They're going to go for the push here. And Mushi, look at it. GH, he already knows the escape route. Yeah. Every safe lane player, when they're stuck in the jungle, they try and run through that same area, eat through the trees. GH is one step ahead of him, though. Catches Mushi in the act. Takes down that core, and will be able to put some good pressure onto that tower.
Something I mention in almost every Chen game is that he's almost certainly paired with the Sand King. Yep. Because you can make that combination of plays happen. As Matama Man gonna get ran down here.
Jabs, great rotation from behind. There's only so much pressure you should be putting onto that Mind Control Omni Knight. In fact, look at that. He actually was still keeping the pressure with the Hellbear Smasher in lane.
Oh, what a beast.
That is pretty cool.
He misses that, but it's cool that he's able to micro that the entire time.
Yeah.
And GH gonna make his own rotation. But Moon is very fast. He's got boots, and he's going to get spotted all the way through. Going to try to force him to go all the way around if possible, though.
Moon is going to daredevil it. He's going to run through GH here in order to get back to his tower a little bit faster.
And Matumba Man making the rotation over, but Moon says, screw it, I'm not going to go all the way around. As up at top, here comes once again.
They do have the Centaur stun as well, so if they can get on top of him, lands it, very nicely played. Another heal's coming up in 1 more second. He also has a Tango and a Wand, so Mind Control might be able to just juke this one out here. Oh no, Jabs. He managed to corral every little part of that jungle. Mind Control's gonna have to run even further around. GH is here to be able to save him, but they do have the double golems here for the double stuns. GH could be in trouble. A big crit comes out, but the Centaur isn't quite close enough to be able to land that stun, it looks like. So unless Jabs can slow him again, it looks like GH should be able to escape. I thought it was an interesting concept, though. You were talking about the Chen Sanking and what it does together.
Oh, yeah. So it's... People don't realize it, but this gets picked a lot more than people realize as a combination. Because if you think about it, when you play Chen, what you want to be able to do is wrap and take towers. Like, kill the person, take towers. And a hero like Sanking, what it does is it shoves in the wave, and it's very good at pincering. It's one of the best supports at just being able to guarantee to get your stun off. So you're able to shove in the wave, get the stun off, cut off the creep wave, then you'll get the tower almost every time. You'll take the tower very fast as a result.
Now, most of the time we're talking about this combination, we're referring to an offlane Sanking. Here, they're running support, but it's in an aggro situation where Terrorblade can freely push the wave into the tower if he wants.
So conceptually, it's still the same.
Yeah.
Like, go back and watch like the Chen games. You'll see so many pairings with Sanking. If you're wondering why, that's...
He does manage to get the slow and the Centaur stun, but there is going to be Mind Control's heal. But
they keep saving each other.
No.
They're good,
They
they're good.
Nothing left. I thought maybe the Golem stuns were coming back up, but...
Pugna still doing okay right now in the lane. The Crep is
he's
really annoying.
17-8 compared to 13-8 right now of the Tinker. Moon, a little bit scared there. Spooked, pops his haste rune.
Still Terrorblade, man of the match. The hero that will be looking to have the most impact on the side of Liquid.
Yeah, this is their entire win condition hero, right? They've got Pugna and Omni Knight cores all set to support a Terrorblade.
It's a single core TB. That's how you should look at it.
So how do you upset a single core TB?
Not sure. I think they thought the Razor be okay, but they get dove. Like, look at this dive every time. Then you just pop meta, and you take the tower. That's what they want to do, but Mushi's playing this very well.
Yeah, it's just kind of like poking at the creep wave, shoving it out with his nuke, but keeping his distance at the same time.
And he's allowing space to be created because Jabs is having uninterrupted time to just go around and kill.
Yeah.
And this is really nice. Like, Jabs right now is out-rotating everyone on Liquid.
Tornado is doing a lot of work to Matumba Man right now, but if GH can actually close the distance here, catch Moon, there goes the Decrepify, and that should be enough to be able to get the kill. The stun comes in a little bit late from Ninja Boogie, but they might just be able to get a turnaround kill with a big nuke coming out. They are going to get some damage down. The send back, he's going to try and get him, and it looks like Matumba Man should be able to live here pretty easily. Great save there from Kuroki.
Very nice rotation. Got the Decrep off for the slow too. Meanwhile, at bottom, he pops the meta, trying to go in conjunction with the catapult. I'd imagine Jabs would want to go top and steal his own catapult, but Miracle wants to try to protect this and do as much damage to this tower as possible. Because he doesn't actually want to be here. He wants to start hitting neutral creeps.
Right.
But he can't also just abandon the lane.
Tries to tank up as much of the tower as possible, but eventually he does lose his Siege Wagon, so this is still a win for Mineski, keeping that safe lane tower alive. Back over to mid. GH is going to wrap around behind the tower. Does manage to get the stun onto Moon. Matumba Man's here as well. Moon tries to turn up Matumba Man, gets as much nuke damage as he can, while the Brewmaster looks to be able to clean up and make this a 1-for-1 kill. Popping its ultimate and slowing down Matumba Man. Should be a pretty easy run down here.
Yeah. One more right click. He also had his Cyclone, if absolutely needed, as up at top. Jabs just getting into a right-click fight. Mind control, of course. The Omni Knight gonna struggle against this.
So it does feel like, to me, that there is very clear carry on each side. You've got the Tinker on one side, the Terrorblade on another. But Liquid is putting a lot of effort into shutting down this Tinker, while the Terrorblade has yet to die. Is that concerning to you for Mineski, or do you think the plays that they're making, say, shutting down Mind Control, is well worth it?
I think they can't really force that move bottom. It's not easy for them. And they might have missed their opportunity anyways. So I think they're making the correct plays here.
Okay.
If I'm honest. if I'm watching this as a coach, you're okay with the game speed. Like if you're 71,
yeah,
you can't force moves in Dota. The team that forces the most moves is probably, like, for me, Complexity. Like, they're one of the teams that a lot of the things they do just feel like you have to bash your head against the wall, otherwise you're going to lose.
The game is going bad. We have to make this play.
Exactly, which is why a lot of times I agree with their play, but that usually means you got drafted into a corner or something's wrong.
Yeah.
But nothing like that with Mineski. And we are talking as if Mineski is the underdog because, well, they are. I think series record or match records so far is like 1-5 in favor of Liquid. So please excuse us if we're happy with.
Rotation up the top lane, mind control. Trying to get the creeps in front of him to body block, not quite enough as the degen aura is going to be able to slow him down, but now the repel is gone. Going to be able to heal himself up, and GH is forced to make a defensive rotation just to make sure the dive couldn't continue.
Really like this though.
Oh man, they are just all over this ward game. If you notice this, Mineski has countered every single ward. They're just all over it.
They took the one behind the mid tower too.
Yeah.
With the sentry. That's sick. These things matter. I like that they're helping out Ice as much as possible. I think that you always try to enable your best player as much as you can in Dota. And I think that Ice is their best player.
So, what about this Hand of Midas build though? For the Brewmaster.
He's going to enable his own game.
So his team enables him and he enables himself, and he's just going to be a beast.
Proud and strong. Oh, man, Jabs is... it feels like Jabs is everywhere.
Yeah, and this is like the third Metamorphosis, and we've yet to take a tower.
Yeah, Jabs is playing insane. I really like this rotation by Mineski. They save their bottom tower. They force out the meta.
Okay, why is it so important to save that tower, though? Because we see that tower sacrificed all the time.
Because it forces Miracle to continue to be there.
Okay.
And if you're Miracle, you really don't want to be there anymore. You want to find the triangle. You want to hit the neutral camps. But as a result, you are going to lose mid. Against Pugna, though, it's kind of inevitable.
Yeah.
Like, you eventually have to give up that tower.
It's like a scarier version of like Death Prophet or Dragon Knight. Pugna's going to take it eventually.
There's not a lot of heroes that can match that. Some that come to mind are like DK or Dusa, like those heroes. Yeah. But if you're, for example, like Storm, because that's the most recent example I've seen of the Pugna mid matchup, you're going to lose that tower because eventually you will go to jungle and you will die. And Tinker's kind of similar in that regard. A lot of these heroes want to rotate to the jungle so they don't die anymore. It's sort of the same with Miracle. What he really likes to be able to do is take that bottom tower, and then GH will take over and shove in that lane and force somebody from Mineski over there at all times. And then Liquid will play the vision game against you. Then they'll do these clever things, like they'll go for the early Roshan when you're all committed to that bottom area trying to defend it.
Top lane, mind control. Does seem to be in a bit of trouble here. Dropping low, dropping fast. Does manage to get the heal off, though, in the trees. He's good.
So look at the map right now. Like, Miracle is in the jungle. GH is at bottom. But GH does not feel safe because that bottom tower is still standing. Right. And if that bottom tower is not standing, then Mineski, like, they don't play around this area because there's no TP support, right? It's very hard to make the rotation over. Right. So GH is down here, but it's very uncomfortable for him at this point. Whereas like Miracle, he wanted to be able to take that tower and have movement, like the freedom of movement that he just doesn't right now.
Oh, they're going to try and chase down the Enchantress here. Good save there from Ninja Boogie, stopping that drain. They're going to turn on to mind control here with a pure damage coming out, as well as the Brewmaster ultimate. Easy kill here. They're going to drop all their ultimates just to make sure that that mind control Omni Knight does die. They catch Matumba, man. He sticks himself out a little bit too far. Kuro's here, try and go for the send back, and it looks like that should be a successful one. Actually, he doesn't have the send back on him. Kuro, a little bit low here. GH does manage to get the stun out. Enchantress ends up going down. Ice dropping fast. Does not have an ultimate with the epicenter able to finish him off. Mineski dived in a little bit too deep there.
Yeah, nice counter rotation by Liquid.
They could have been just happy with an Omni Knight kill. They got greedy and went for more.
Lost 2 heroes as a result.
Yeah. And you could see Liquid, they kind of saw what was coming. Kuro didn't even try and send back the Pugna. He's like, you're fine, actually.
Yeah, we're good. We're going to kill everybody.
Yeah.
And that they did. Now I think SK almost has his Blink Dagger as a result of this. And heroes like Pugna, when you have that as a core, you feel very nice as a support because you're always getting tower gold.
Yeah.
But they want to try to defend at least some of these tier 1 towers, and they might be successful here as mind control, getting beat back, Moon making the rotation over. And as well as Mineski are playing, Liquid are also matching speed. Right now this feels like a very evenly paced game.
Yeah. I was just like, we just had this 4-man push at top. Miracle's going to pop out of his jungle, tries to push bottom, but Moon is immediately meeting that with his bits of travel.
This is why people like Tinker so much, because oftentimes if Tinker's not in this game, Miracle would take this bottom tower. And what would happen is he just goes to the jungle, GH takes over like we talked about, and this is how Liquid inherently creates space for each other. This is how this system works.
You said to me once that the Tinker versus Terrorblade matchup, jump in with the Blink Dagger reveal. They're going to go for the Razor, see if they can burst him, but there is going to be a Paralyzing Cast interrupting things. Fortunately, they do have the Repel, so Matamba Man should be fine here. Another attempt here by Liquid to break, and finally, it does open up enough space. Miracle is able to take that tier 1 tower. This time around, it's just straight up a back door. He was tired of trying to push the creep wave into it.
It's annoying at that point. You wanted to take that tower 4 or 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah. So to finish that thought, you said to me that the matchup is less about, well, we're going to have Ice 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 forced to pop his ultimate here. I don't think he can really get a kill out of it, but maybe he can get some tower damage.
Hit the tower.
Not much else you can do. Maybe you could actually take that tower. Look at this wraparound, though. Mineski, this smoked up. Liquid are thinking, oh, the Brewmaster's going to come back from his ultimate. We can actually fight this one, but Chen does run into all of this one. They're going to get the quick kill on the Chen, and Ice 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 is still managed to get out. Mind Control's going to be slowed down by Mushi. Decrepify to be able to save him a little bit of time here, but Mushi is going to get another zap pretty soon here. The Repel should fade out, but he hides himself in the trees while Matamba Man pushes back Muthi with the Drain. It looks like with the Tinker here, it should be enough to keep Liquid from pursuing, but they lost the tower in the process. Overall, a good win there for Mineski.
Yeah, they also nabbed the Chen. Very nice bait. Nobody expected that on the side of Liquid. They thought they were just going to pick up a quick panic kill, but the smoke wraparound, they wanted to secure the tower on top of that. That was the larger objective.
Yeah. Ice 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 baits it out pretty beautifully. Tinker versus Terrorblade.
Oh, yeah.
Not about the Aghanim's bouncing laser.
It is nice.
More about the pace of game, right?
It's more the fact that anytime what TB wants to do is... I feel comfortable saying this because Matamba Man explained it on my stream once. Because I was playing with a TB. I think I was Viper against a Tinker. Yeah. I was like, why does this matchup feel so bad? And he said it's because with TB, what you want to do is you want to split the side waves and just jungle. But Tinker inherently disallows that by constantly shoving the lane in. So then you're always forced to be there, and you're putting yourself in danger at all times. You're not getting as much gold. It's easy for the Tinker to play the 2-for-1 game. Because against most heroes, you can't do that. That's why Nature's Prophet was sort of like the Tinker-esque hero. Like, he fulfilled the same role in that he would just TP around the map, shove in the waves, and he could make it to fights. Right. Like, this is what Nature's Prophet has been replaced by. And I think that's so cool that people just, like, you get to the next level and the next level, and you think about why lane shove matters. As they place a ward on the high ground. And Mineski are so damn good about that this game. That's maybe the 4th ward they've dewarded. If you look at Liquid's map, they've got this one ward up right now.
They really are protecting their towers and making sure that they don't see very much map control to Liquid, despite having a Pugna Terrorblade matchup, like a lineup that should be able to take all the outer towers by like 10 minutes.
And if you watch Moon at bottom, this is what he stops, right? And his team can continue to make that move because he can TP to the creep.
Yeah, so they're going to make an aggressive move here. The Tinker can go ahead and join him at any time. Mind Control is going to be the one caught here. Repel. Nice and snare there by Jabs to be able to stop that TP out. Mind Control thought to himself, I can always repel TP out, but not with Jabs in the game.
Yeah, and now Tinker will take the rest of the lanes and be free. But notice, by the way, that nobody, once they lose that bottom tower, you don't see any cores down there from the side of Mineski aside from the Tinker. Yeah. Like, that's his only job at this point, is to keep that tier 2 tower alive, because you don't want the TB to hit that for free.
Dire's top tower isn't well at the
Ice Ice Ice. He's actually going to set up here, maybe thinking that the Terrorblade would try and push the tier 2 or something.
Yeah. But he won't, because he hits jungle creeps.
Yeah.
But I really like this from Mineski. Both teams have like conceptually very nice ideas and they're executing well, which is why the game feels very tight. But Mineski are matching them at like every move. And it's hard to think about these things in the moment, but they're doing it, which tells me that they did research. Yeah. Like, they thought about this matchup very hard. And so they're not allowing Miracle and Liquid to make the normal plays, because normal teams would lose that tower at 6 minutes, then it opens up the entire map. GH gets to play a free game, and all of a sudden you're on the back foot and you're behind like 4 or 5K at a time.
Right. Despite less than 1,000 gold lead here from Liquid, it actually feels like Mineski's the one winning right now, just because they have a lineup that's going to scale really well into the late game.
Yeah, they've got a nice tricore. At the same time, like, TB is sick late game.
Yeah.
And at bottom,
They
GH
actually caught the Tinker for once, and they're going to be able to get the Sandstorm on top of him. He just cannot seem to blink out. He's going to get some damage out. Needs to be able to get some save from Ice Ice Ice. No, the damage is just going to come out finally.
They might get more here.
Big trouble here, but Miracle's going to be beat back. Can he get off? He already got off the Sunder. He has nothing to be able to save himself except for mind control. Trying to keep him alive with the repels, with the heals, beating back jabs. Finally does end up going down with the turn with the Brewmaster. They're going to try to go for Matamba Man next. The big heal comes out from mind control, able to keep Matamba Man alive and finishes off that Razor. Ninja Boogie is going to lay waste here. Looks like GH is going to be able to finish him off here as he just runs him down with the right clicks. Matamba Man in the trees fighting up against Ice 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 and jabs.
Nice ward block.
Just trying to dodge as long as possible for mind control and GH to get here. GH trying to fight Enchantress. They're just going to be able to blow her up. And Ice 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 does have the blink dagger, so he's going to be able to get out Liquid. A huge fight for them.
Yeah, they completely overcommitted onto that TB. At that point, not a whole lot left in the tank. They dropped everything for that. And the Omni Knight, of course, if you don't take the Omni Knight out early, he healed 4 times in that fight, repelled twice. The amount of times that Matamba Man also got his spells off.
Yeah.
Quite insane.
3 different blasts, 2 different drains.
Yeah. If you're Mineski, if you're taking a fight like that, the Tinker is the one that needs to be up and alive the longest.
Right.
For that to be successful, because he's your equivalent to the Omni Knight.
He has to match the sustain, right?
Exactly.
Razor
at bottom,
dropping lower. Decrepify with the extra magic damage. They'll bring him down. GH is going to get a little bit low, but mind control is always there with the saving grace, able to throw down the repel. Jab's trying to catch him with the impetus shots, as well as the death ward from Ninja Boogie, neither of which will be good enough. 3 different Eagles. All right, cool. I'm not sure if that's the the stack he won as a Chen, but sure.
And Moon just got outplayed there by GH. That was a really nice catch. When you get lulled into this like game where you keep making the same moves, you know, I shove out their lane, you shove out mine, back and forth, you start developing patterns, and GH eventually just waits for a game senses out. And Moon's got to vary this up a little bit more. And the best part about Pugna too is always zaps in the direction, right?
Yeah, so you kind of know where the Tinker's at.
Yeah.
That way GH can go fishing. So Mooney's going to switch it up. He's going to start heading to the top lane a little bit more, maybe matching the Terrorblade since he's up there. What does the rest of Mineski do? As you said, Moon's got to shake things up. What does everyone else do for him?
I think if you're Moon, you just continue to shove out waves. You wait like a minute, and then you just smoke up on the side of Mineski, because you want to take a fight. This time, you want to be the one engaging.
Okay.
If your Tinker just gets jumped on and you're there in the backline, like, you're going to lose that fight. What needs to happen is Moon needs to come in at the end. You take the fight.
This is awkward.
Yeah, look at this. This is the correct idea.
Correct idea. Unfortunately, it's just not quite matching where Liquid are at right now.
Yes.
The Terrorblade as well as Kuro are trying to sneak in a Roshan, and they just pass by each other, and this could be real bad for Mineski.
Yeah, this is not a Roshan that they wanted to give up. And that's a byproduct of the bottom lane push that we were talking about earlier. When you go for this bottom lane push and you're so honed in on that, Liquid will go for the Roshan. They wanted, I think, to do this a little bit earlier, but the timing is fine anyways.
It's a little bit too late. Mushi's actually going to be in a really bad position. They're going to funnel themselves outside of the Roshan pit and right onto Mushi's corpse.
Sick.
7-11, 21 minutes in. Mineski going for a desperate push here on the tier 2, but they are going to be met with Liquid heroes.
Nice
double stun coming out from GH, and the magic damage will burst down. 1 Ice 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 will complete his TP though. No cancels there.
And this is the danger of playing against Liquid, is that they have these ideas in mind at all times. When you slip up and you overcommit to bottom, because they were looking for the smoking. I wanted it to be a little bit later, because the Tinker needs to shove out that bottom lane. When you commit any other hero to that, it becomes so awkward.
Yeah.
And Razor was not in position either.
But at the same time, they had that kill combo at bottom lane, kind of threatening the Tinker, so he didn't really feel comfortable.
It was just a really sick trap all around. Honestly, that was just, it was good play.
Tinker shows up, they maybe catch him. If he doesn't, well, we're just going to sneak this push.
Yeah. It's just an awkward position to be in when you lose that tier 1, which is why they put such a premium on trying to save it.
Yeah. They are getting closer to the Aghanim Scepter for Moon. This will be a huge upgrade to the teamfight power of Mineski, which is currently right now in Liquid's favor, it seems, with their Terrorblade Pugna The Omni Knight, especially that Omni Knight, they just seem to have a real tough time being able to catch him in the back lines. Ice is Ice. Gonna jump forward here and pop his ultimate. Matumba Man's already been repelled up. He's gonna try and catch somebody, stop the Omni Knight from TPing out. Oh no, he didn't get it. He tried to throw a stone and couldn't get the Cyclone.
Now they're losing way too much momentum.
Yeah.
They were so even
now
for a while.
Just get really aggressive, right?
Yeah.
Brewmaster ult.
Moon gonna get briefly. Nope. Doesn't get spotted. But still playing very careful in this game. And the Terrorblade just continues to farm. When we say single core TV, by the way, it's like a physical damage dealer. But Pugna does scale very nicely into the late game.
Yeah. He's just not a very reliable core for the late game this time. Yeah.
Yeah. Up at top, GH, setting up for this. I think this is a fight that Liquid want to take.
He does have an epicenter. He's waiting for the rest of his team to get here.
And Mineski just full retreat.
Yeah. Radiance is being built right now by Ice Ice Ice. With his Hand of Midas, he seems to have a pretty strong understanding that Mineski just need to draw out the game, and his Hand of Midas will allow him to sort of a semi-carry. Radiance is a nice touch against the Terrorblade as well.
I'll take your tribute.
Jabs is also trying to turn himself into a bit of a core. He's trying to go for the Dragonlance build, the Hurricane Pike, so he can start pushing out the deeps.
Dire's bottom tower is on its way further down.
The Aghanims is going to help a lot, though, for Moon.
Pushing out that bottom lane. Liquid at the same time, though, do finally get that off-lane tier 1 tower, which will allow them to get a bit more control of that off-lane jungle.
Yeah, Liquid are very split right now on the map. With all the tier 1s down, Mineski feel the need to group, and Liquid, they can still play very aggressively in this area with the Aegis. I think that's a really nice use of the first Aegis. A lot of teams feel inclined to 5-man as soon as they have the Aegis.
Yeah.
But the enemy team will dodge you for the most part, and they'll use that time to just tick down the Aegis. They'll say, okay, we'll split up and farm, and we'll get ahead while you have the Aegis, actually.
I think rushing pushes is the #1 way I see teams lose to a Tinker.
Yeah.
He's going to have his Aether Lens soon as well. Makes him even more potent.
Tinker's a weird hero, because he's hard to catch, but once you catch him once, it feels really crappy to die on that hero at all.
Yeah. It could just be game over from one pick off sometimes.
Yeah. You need to get this guy really farmed to start feeling his impact, aside from just shoving out the waves.
Still constantly playing around this top lane with the 4-man of Mineski.
How long until Aegis is out? They'll probably smoke with Aegis with like 20 seconds.
Eul Scepter for the Sand King. Extra catch power.
Oh, it's out.
I'll take that.
They could just be waiting for the full Radiance. Another 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But Liquid will continue to farm during that time too.
This Enchantress creep is giving this Tinker so much extra mobility to be able to get these pushes in, because he doesn't have to show himself TPing onto a lane creep.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden he's just in the trees, marching machines. By the time you kind of get the idea that Tinker's pushing your mid lane, he's already gone. Ice 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 with his double damage is going to try and take this tier 2 tower, but he's taking a whole lot of damage right now from Matumba Man. Still has his ultimate though, and it's going to be Mushi who managed to finish up the tower. Now it's just a full retreat. Not want to be caught by Liquid here.
I think GH wants to pursue.
Yeah, Tinker's actually teeping out to bottom lane. They are going to be able to catch the Razor here. Matumba Man tries to get more damage onto him. Ice Ice Ice. Interference is already going to be Eul Sceptered up. Can they get a stun down to prevent his ultimate? They don't have anything, so he does get that down. He's going to run interference here as Liquid try and pursue. They're going to try and actually kill the Brewmaster Panda itself. Looks like the Storm Panda does manage to get himself away. More and more damage is coming out from the Tinker, but Liquid are going to push through, see if they can catch any of these heroes. Fortunately, they do not.
They pop meta for that too.
Are they going to just 5-man down into that tier 2 while meta's still up?
Yeah. Meta is pretty much TB's ult.
Yeah.
It's a real ult.
Gotta make most use of it as possible. But since Mineski did get a pretty good disengage on Liquid side of the map, they're gonna have plenty of time to be able to split push both mid and bottom lane.
Yeah, that was nicely done by Mineski. You can hear them in the background, and I think I heard Jabs like shouting commit, like take this tower.
Yeah. Jump in, Ice fully committing himself. He does not have his ultimate, so this is just suicide. He is just trying to buy some time, I guess, for the rest of his team to be able to engage here. But Liquid have so much sustain between the pipe and the heals that they are relatively healthy. Mineski not feeling comfortable pursuing here, but at least they do defend their tier 2. Coming around the side, GH is in biz. He's going to find Jabs. They do have the stun. It is a great setup with the repel. They're going to be able to knock down both of those supports.
I was looking for more too with the epicenter floor.
The Ult Scepter on Mushi. His rest of his team's a little bit far away though, so Mushi is going to be able to get away.
Nice by GH. Always where he needs to be.
The Invis runes giving him so much opportunity too.
And the repelled Omni or Terrorblade just does not care about this.
Eventually he will knock down this tier 2 tower. And Moon, who's been trying to split push, is yet to take that bottom tier 1. Creeps just aren't doing enough work for him.
They're just playing this raid boss Terrorblade very well.
Yeah.
Gold lead is now at 11,000. Mineski, some of these fights have just not gone their way. They pop in with their Brewmaster as if he's gonna split, but it's like, oh, wait a second. Yeah. I'm just gonna die.
I'm not sure what that was.
They have no save for him either.
Yeah. A little weird. Don't see Daryl really make too many of those plays. It's not like he's playing a suicidal hero either with his hand of Midas. He does have a lot of net worth on him.
Yeah, he had
actually 4th.
The relic for the relic gold, he was like 200 away, and then after those timings, it slowed things down quite a bit.
GH hunting for Moon, spots him.
He's gonna find him.
Oh, what? All right, Ult Scepter. There we go. Follow up Burrow Strike. Now there is still an opportunity for Moon to maybe get the blink out, but the damage just comes too fast.
GH finds him again. Killing a Tinker is so worth it right now. 15k net worth, more than the Matama Manpugna.
They're probably going to get another objective off this, right?
Yeah. You continue to push if you're Liquid. They're shoving in both mid and bottom at the same time. They're going to eventually have to deal with top. Mushi's making the correct play here. He wants to try to force somebody back.
Yeah.
You got to be a little bit risky, because he can always BKB TP. But Liquid might just force things and try to go high ground to force the buyback.
Yeah, seems like it. Miracle's pushing past that tier 2 to deal with the creep wave.
This is the awkward spot for Tinkers, where even if you have buyback with 20 seconds left, you don't really want to use it.
No, certainly not. But you know that if Liquid manage to take this tier 3, unlock shrines, you're going to lose a lot of map control. GH.
He's getting Radiance Burn right now. He's pinging like crazy.
Radiance Burn. Drunken Haze is going to be able to buy them some time. So is the Static Link. Mushi's just going to commit here. Pops a BKB and takes all of Miracle's damage. Impossible. Now trying to back away.
in the back.
Is going to come for the epicenter. Burrow strikes in. Managed to finish off Brew and maybe gets Mushi as well. Toss up in the air. He has Maledict on him as well. Looks like they should be able to finish him off here. Mushi turns and fights, but that means Matumba Man, he pounces on that one. Managed to get the life drain. Tries to get the 4-step back. Heal for Mind Control keeps him alive. Boulder coming in, but Brewmaster wants to back out.
They do manage to grab the tower, and Moon's trying to get low.
Surely Liquid should just be happy with this.
Here comes Miracle.
He's going to go for Ninja Boogie, already catching him with a reflection, and the miss percentage chance, not enough to keep him alive. His illusion is just enough to be able to finish him off. The bouncing laser, though, starts coming in. Miracle. He needs to be repelled up so he can finish off this melee Rax.
And he's got Manta here in a second, too. He's going to grab this Rax.
Even more. Ice tries to jump the back line. He's
not again.
Around now, ensnared as well. But Tumba Man going to keep that life drain with the Chen, knocking him down with the Centaurs. They are absolutely outplaying Mineski now in these team fights. Tinker's going to get caught as well. Moon too desperate to save this bottom lane of Rax. Ends up getting caught as well. And now Liquid can turn what was just a melee Rax into a full second lane of Rax possibly.
And look at Mind Control, sitting so far back, playing the role of the healer. And with the buyback of the Tinker, this might just stop things. Liquid can just go for the Roshan. They are a very disciplined team in this regard.
Yeah, buyback. Just run away,
Yeah.
take some shrines, take Roshan.
You kill Tinker once in the next 5 minutes and the game ends.
Yeah.
Just go for the
Actually,
Roshan.
7 minutes, right?
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
8 minutes. 8-minute buyback. Jeez. Ice Frog was not happy with the buyback situation.
Can you imagine if there's back in like, what was it, Dota 1 when there's like no
buybacks, no
Yeah.
buyback penalty.
Those
Teams would
20K
just save up
AMs.
mass amounts of gold. Buyback, back.
Oh, there's a haste. Miracle's gonna pick that one up. Roshan is up. Mineski are well aware of that. They can't allow this TB to just get an Aegis and hit their tower.
So even though they don't have buyback on the Tinker, Mineski kind of has to contest Roshan.
Yes. It's unfortunate for them, but there's no other fight that they can really take here.
Yeah.
If they wait for the high ground to come, yeah, the March of the Machines clears a lot, but the Terrorblade with the repel is undeterred. You're going to get 200-300 damage off at a time.
Yeah.
And they're going to smoke up, maybe try to take a fight beforehand.
Liquid are actually going to smoke up here. Kuro's going to put himself on the front lines here as his team does attempt to do Roshan. GH is also ready to blink forward and interfere as well if Mineski start funneling down that hill area.
Mineski, they're going to come for this. This is a better fight for them than just sitting inside their base getting siege, I think.
Spotting GH, but they also have an aggressive ward down. Miracle's immediately going to jump on him. Blinks forward. This is Liquid. They always do this. Always blinking out away from the Roshan pit to try and force the fight. Moon is in this back line. He's got to get off this constant damage. Ninja Boogie right in the middle of nowhere trying to help out Mushi right now with the Brewmasters going for Kuroki, but the Chen is not that important.
Dying.
It's Miracle that's the important one. He's going to jump onto Mushi with the reflection, slowing him down, beats him down with all of those illusions. Jump forward by GH, controlling up that Fire Panda to make sure Kuro stays alive. Tinker canceling that TP, knows that Ice in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by heroes. He can't really help that whatsoever. Enchantress beat down by Matumba Man's life drain once again. Everyone from Liquid survives, and Mineski don't even try and fight this anymore. They know they are beat for this game one.
Yeah. And Mineski have not gotten a kill in such a long time. At one point, it was the score, they were up 6-5, and then the game ends 26-8. Liquid with 20 kills to 2 almost.
Would it be fair to say, Blitz, that Mineski was actually matching Liquid strategy-wise, step for step, for most of that like 20-minute period, but it was the team fight execution where Liquid just really were outstanding.
That catch at bottom when they found Moon really threw their game off by a lot.
Yes.
Because they didn't expect him to die in that position. If he's in that fight right there, then he's just spamming out. It's hard for them to engage into the March of the Machines. It's a different story. But they had to all-in commit for the Terrorblade. Their heavy DPS, like the person that they invested the most net worth into, is gone. It's a really hard fight to win, and when you get wiped like that, everyone became so rich.